Hey everybody, what's up, what's up? Kristen here. It's been a minute since I felt called to do a collective reading, and this is the first tarot reading that I'm going to be posting to my YouTube channel. So if you're finding this, welcome. It's so awesome to know you. It's so great to meet you. Moving forward, we're going to be doing a lot of readings, but I do things a little bit differently than other readers, so definitely stay close if this is something that resonates with you. I do readings strategically. Okay, so my career before being an intuitive was actually in corporate America, where I was well trained in strategy and development, and so the way that I approach working with the subconscious mind is developing an intense advanced research session followed by an intense advanced strategy session. So every time that we dive in to what is going on in our current reality, we follow it up with another reading that strategically guides us on how to actually get the best outcome that we're seeking sooner rather than later with more ease and grace. So I hope that this finds you well, and I hope that it helps a lot. So right before I got started, I just turned on a subliminal, so you might actually hear this playing in the background. It's a subliminal for everything always working out for you, which is what I felt drawn to. And then the cards that came out about what this reading is going to actually be about today is, we got three. Usually I try to draw one significator card, and three of them came out all together. And so we've got the Three of Coins in reverse, we've got the Moon card, and we've got the Nine of Swords. And what this is giving for me today is, those of you who are finding this video are in a time in your life where you are currently feeling some sort of pressure, some sort of stress about, it doesn't feel like something small. It feels like there's a lot of weight on your shoulders. It feels like there's a big burden for you to make something happen in your life, yet you are not actually feeling and seeing the support that you need to make it happen. You have an immense amount of talent. You have an immense amount of intuitive ability yourself, whether you know it or not. I'm feeling like if you're finding this message, if you're finding my channel, then you definitely, you know it. Just have you admitted it to yourself or not yet? But what I'm getting is that other people aren't recognizing you. Other people in the physical, they might be recognizing it in their own minds. They might be recognizing it behind your back, talking about you. Like, they realize that you've got something big going on, but they're not actually showing up to support you. Even people who you have directly asked to show up and support you and believe in you and have faith in you, or literally telling you to your face that they will, and then like the next day they pull out the rug from under you and they're not supporting you, is what I'm getting. There's a lot that they're not seeing that you're going through. There's an immense amount of magnetism around you. It's like your blessings are coming in and they're swirling around, and they're so close that you can feel them, but they're not in the physical 3D yet, and the people around you aren't actually believing in you in the way that they say that they do. You might even be experiencing loved ones or family members or people in your area in general, in your field, who are like telling you that they believe in you, but then their actions are proving that they definitely don't believe in you. Otherwise they would be stepping up and supporting you. It's like they're saying what they think you want them to say, or they're saying what they think they have to say, but they don't actually follow through. They're not actually giving you the credit that's due, and this is causing a lot of worry. And so a lot of people talk about like sleepless nights with this card, but that's not really what I'm getting for this collective energy. What I'm getting is that it's actually more so you're exhausted. You might actually be sleeping more than you usually do, or if you aren't, you're not sleeping well. You might have had some crazy dreams recently. Or you're just, even if you're getting sleep, you're still feeling exhausted during the day. So we're going to do an advanced research session here where we're going to get into the details of what's happening so that you can get more information about what's happening. And then, like I said at the beginning of the video, we'll do a second video where we can strategically figure out how the fuck to get through this in a way that's graceful and easeful and actually gets you there with less stress and more quickness. All right, so let's see what's across you right now. Okay, so this came out in the reverse for what's across you. And we've got actually the King of Wands on the bottom. So the Queen of, in reverse also. So the Queen of Cups in reverse is giving me like it's not that you're doubting your intuition. It's not that you're doubting the downloads that you're getting. It's not that you're doubting the emotional like energy that you're picking up on. You know that it's real. Like you know that you've done the work. You know that you've done your healing journey. Like you know that something big is around the corner for you, but the fact that people aren't actually believing in you, the fact that you're having to explain yourself, the fact that people are literally asking you to like prove yourself again and again, it's exhausting. And it's not that you're starting to doubt your intuition. It's not that you're starting to doubt the downloads that are coming through, but you're just like, when will it end? Like when is the shit show gonna end? Like when am I gonna get the relief? When are people gonna actually either just straight up tell me that they don't believe in me and be honest with themselves and me, or when are they gonna actually start believing in me? Like, why is it that I'm the only one that's found the ladder and climbed? Like, why is it that I'm the only one that's putting in the work and nobody else around me is acknowledging the work that I'm putting in, and also nobody else around me is putting in the work? And it's not even like you have to be talking about the inner work that you're doing, because a lot of it is likely done in alone, in solitude. A lot of it is likely done. I just got a security notification on my tablet, so it's almost like everybody else is like distracting themselves from the things that they really need to do deep down to heal and be protected and be sovereign. And you're doing the work, and you're not like out there just running your mouth about it. But energetically, you know that they know that you've been doing what you need to do. Like you can tell that they can tell that you've been up leveling energetically, and you shouldn't have to speak about it. You shouldn't have to be like, oh yeah, God's doing this for me and the universe is doing this for me, and I've been communicating with my guides and doing this. And it's like, you shouldn't have to talk about it, because you can tell energetically that you've up leveled, and you can tell that they can tell. So I'm getting just a lot of energy of just overwhelm and this feeling of like, okay, I know that I've built this incredible cup from the work that I've done, and I know that that cup is full, and it's coming with a jeweled, crusted, like, cap or whatever this is, right? Like, this is a beautiful cup. Out of all of the cups in the deck, especially in the court cards, this is the only one that's like jeweled. And if we're talking about the traditional Rider-Waite, this is the only one that's jeweled. Like, this is a beautiful cup that she's cultivated, and yet it's like it's not being recognized, and it's so frustrating is the energy that I'm getting. So let's get some more information about like what's going on, so you can get a better sense of. Okay, so this crazy. Okay, so we still have the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck in reverse, and then this came out, the Queen of Wands, and she almost came out in reverse, but she flipped herself back this way. Okay, so this is for the card position of what is driving you to even watch this reading right now. And so I'm going to take actually both these cards and the Empress in reverse. Okay, so the thing that is like in the back of your mind playing on a loop is what I'm getting is that, like, when is it gonna work out for me? Which is really interesting that I was drawn to pick the subliminal of, and it's MK Magic Mindset. I don't know if you guys have heard of her on YouTube. If not, I'll try to link the video here below. She's on one of my playlists on my channel, but I love her subliminals. And so the one that I was drawn to was everything is always working out in your favor. And so what I'm getting here is that it's like, you know that things are working out for you. You're incredibly grounded in this feeling that even if it looks like the shit's hitting the fan, even if it looks like a tower moment, even if it looks like it's crumbling all around you, you know that things are sturdy. You know that you've nurtured that ability within yourself to understand the downloads, to get the intuitive insight. Like you know that you're sovereign in that fact, and yet the people around you are like steadfast. They're like digging in their boots that like, you don't know. Like, no, you need to do things my way. You need to do things this way. And they're not listening to their intuition. They're utilizing their mind. They're utilizing, a lot of it is ego is what I'm hearing. There's a lot of ego coming through. There's a lot of pride running through people. And so they want to be the ones to tell you what to do. And when you're not doing what they want you to do, they're insisting that you're being foolish is the word that's wanting to come through. And so there's this overwhelming energy of like, you're just freaking fed up. And the fact that we had 3 court cards come through in a row is pretty interesting. So like, what's coming through with that for me is like, there's a lot of really incredible energy surrounding you. It's just like, you're basically like, how long before I actually see it in my reality? And the one thing that's coming through that I want to make sure and call out is that it's not that your reality is waiting to catch up with you, or that you're waiting for your reality to catch up with you. It's that your reality is preparing to catch up with you. Okay, so I'm getting that you've done the work. You are already sitting on your throne. Like, look at her. She's not, set this down. She's got a fucking flower in one hand and her wand in the other hand, and she's sitting and she's looking around, and she's got this protector cat. She's got fucking lions in her field. Like, she's not running around trying to do stuff. She's not thinking and trying to figure stuff out. She's not like getting up out of the chair like she's getting ready to fight someone. Like she's good. This is someone who understands divine timing. This is someone who understands that the insight and the intuition that they get is valid. Like, this is someone who trusts themselves and trusts their intuitive guidance. But just because you are getting the intuitive guidance and just because you trust it doesn't mean that it's not hard when the world around you isn't reflecting what you know. And it doesn't mean it's not lonely when the people around you aren't showing up for you. Okay. So I'm not religious, but I do utilize lessons that I learned from various religious texts. I've studied theology in college, and I've studied, not as a major, just as a couple classes, and I am fascinated by the different stories and in various books of religious studies. And so one thing that's coming through here is the story of Jacob. And so I don't know if you're familiar with Jacob and the coat of many colors, but there's basically, like, this is what's coming through, is it feels like you're in this era of like a Jacob type season where it's like, okay, Jacob got intuitive guidance from God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. Jacob got intuitive guidance and was following the guidance, was following the symbolism, was following the insight that he got. He was doing the right thing. He was being kind to people. He was trying to help the world, and still ended up in prison. Okay, still ended up with his loved ones turning on him. Still ended up with people questioning him and not believing the guidance that he was getting, not believing that he was in communication with the universe and God, not believing that what he was doing was the right move. And like, so he was trusting and following this guidance and ended up in prison. And then, because he didn't lose faith, because he kept putting one foot in front of the other, because he kept like allowing the intuition to come through and allowing himself to believe in it, he then ended up, I think the way the story goes, and I'm not like a devout reader of the Bible, so I don't really remember. If you remember the story better, please definitely fill it in the comments so that we can better understand the metaphor here. But he ended up, I think, being selected to be like king or something. There's like a really prominent position that he literally got pulled out of jail to fulfill, where like he was no longer shunned and everybody praised him. And so it doesn't mean that the journey wasn't painful, and it doesn't mean that the journey didn't suck sometimes, and it doesn't mean that it wasn't hard and lonely and painful to have like his loved ones like not support him. And yet it was the right move for the greater good and for his greater good. So that's what I'm getting is coming through, is like you are in your Jacob season. I'm sure there's some other metaphors too. Okay. So it feels like okay, so it was really bothering me that the start of this reading was all like this sucks. It's not bothering me because you're feeling it, because I'm feeling it too. I'm a part of this collective too. It was bothering me that I'm like, oh, this is my first reading that I'm posting on YouTube, and it's all just a bunch of like sad feeling, right? Like, is this really what people want to know about? It doesn't matter what the fuck people want to know about. This is about what people need to know about. I don't choose the message comes through me. So I was trying to think like, and not get hung up on the fact that it was like a really negative energy that we were tuning into at first. And this makes total sense now, because as soon as I pulled this card, which is the card position for, I'm doing a Celtic cross, so this is the card position for what just happened in our past, and this is what comes through, is the Ace of Swords. Now I read swords as fire. If you're a reader and that doesn't make sense to you, then just take some time to study astrology, take some time to study the history of the tarot, and it'll make a lot of sense to you. You understand? But this is huge for me, because I'm like, okay, as soon as I pulled that card, it was like a huge energy release off of my shoulders. It almost felt like the wind started to blow in my room and the window is shut. So, and I had this fly that's just been, this ginormous fly that's just been sitting on the screen on the outside of the window that I'm looking out of, just been sitting there like watching what we're doing. So what I'm getting is like, okay, what just recently happened is you just crossed some sort of threshold. You just changed something in your energy that is moving this out of your life, because as soon as I started to talk about the fly flew away. So, and I'm getting like, you have had an immense amount of evil eye coming your way. You've had an immense amount of monitoring spirits. You've had an immense amount of people watching and waiting, and excuse me, a whole bunch of energy just came rushing up when I said that. So watching and waiting, and not only trying to see what you're gonna do, but talking shit about what you're doing and what you're going to do. And that is all moving out of your energy so that makes sense why this message found you now, because you've been in this energy of like, oh my gosh, just leave me alone, like, oh, I can't deal it anymore. Like, when, oh my gosh, yeah, whenever I scratch my nose, it's like right on the money there. See how there's a crown on this fucking sword? And what was it just talking about, the story where the guy was in prison and then he got like pulled out of prison and crowned and turned into some sort of king? Yeah, like that's what's coming through, is your energy is shifting. If not, it is just shifted, or it is in the process of shifting. And this is all about to move into your past. This is all about to become something of the past, to where you actually are going to get your crowning moment very soon. And that is why it has felt so fucking heavy lately, which also makes sense why I've been like, I don't know, y'all, if you want to look at the first message that I did, I want to say it was a year ago, 2 years ago, I don't know. I did a channel message on YouTube when I couldn't take it anymore. I was staying with my dad, and like the messages were just coming through and I was ignoring them, and they were coming through and I was ignoring them, and they were coming through, and then finally I couldn't take it anymore. It was keeping me up at night. I couldn't sleep. Now you can tell the energy wants to fucking move so fast. So I posted a message on YouTube, but like I wasn't ready yet. I just did it because it was something that needed to be shared, or I wasn't going to get any fucking sleep. And so now here we are, and this is the first message that wants to come through, because clearly we are in a state of change. Like, it is Aries season when I'm recording this. It's a timeless message. It doesn't matter when you watch it or when you receive it. All that matters is that the energy that I'm recording this in is like, yeah, we're in fucking Aries season. The energy is fucking moving. It's changing. The times they are changing is what's coming through. I think that's Bob Dylan. And that's significant for someone. And then, it's like, what, a week away from Taurus season. So something is about to happen, regardless of when you're watching this video. Something is about to happen where your energy has just changed or is changing, and you're about to, like, in your physical 3D, have some sort of fucking crown coming your way. All right, so that's really cool. That's really awesome. I love it. I mean, it always happens whenever I like to do. I know a lot of readers like to just pull cards, and I'll do that too. I have a whole bunch of decks that I'll use to just pull longer messages, but I love doing specific spreads. This is what I learned from my mentor, Dusty White. If you ever want to learn how to read the tarot yourself, check out Dusty White, the easiest way to learn the tarot. But he always taught me that, like, do a fucking spread, because there's so much good that comes out of card positions, because you can just fucking read it and so much better. And so this is just, the energy was really heavy, y'all. I don't know if you could tell when I started the messages. It was like I didn't even want to sit in the energy. I almost thought about stopping the video just because I was like, I'm already feeling this myself. I don't want to sit in this energy anymore. But obviously we need to move through it. Oh my god. Okay. So the next card position, if you're familiar with the Celtic cross, is what's coming up in your future if you do nothing different, right? If you do nothing different and you just keep doing what you're doing, what's coming up in your future. Was I not just talking about something coming out in your fucking 3D? You getting pulled out of prison and put in your fucking kingdom, put a crown on your head, let you have your fucking castle. Like, this is the 10 of coins. Okay, this is the, I'm scratching my fucking nose again. Okay, this is the 10 of coins. This is the card of not just like wealth and abundance for you, but for everyone that you love for generations to come. Okay, really want to burp with that one. Just for the record, I don't burp normally. I don't drink carbonated beverages, really. I burp when I do readings. It's because it's like this huge wave of energy comes rushing through from the solar plexus, usually in the heart center, and it's usually trying to clear blocks in the throat chakra. I don't know if that's why other readers do it, but that's what I've learned. It's fucking wild. This is, okay, let's talk about the 10 of coins. Okay, so first of all, the Hanged One came up. The Hanged One, and I'm like, okay, so this is what's in your future. New perspective is what I'm getting with this, new perspective. But the Hanged One isn't a negative card always. Sometimes it can indicate that you're stuck or stagnant if it's... So the biggest thing to know if you're reading cards for yourself is that it's not always about what the card means. It oftentimes has to do with how it correlates with the cards that are around it, right? And the question that you're asking. So when the Hanged One comes out with a positive card like this, what that indicates to me is that your subconscious is trying to let you know that, like, just fucking hold on, just keep going. Remember how I said I almost ended the video because I didn't want to be in that shit ass energy that we started out in? Yeah, but I plowed through it. I just kept going, and now here we are. We didn't do anything different. We just kept fucking going, and what you're going to be seeing in life is a whole new perspective, because you are not only getting into the 10 of coins energy, you are getting there, and you are staying there, my friend. Like, you are staying there. That was fucking cool. That was so fucking cool. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna read all the cards as they come out, and then we'll look for any hidden spreads. We'll look for any patterns, and we'll look for any other messages that want to come out. This is so cool. Okay, so what's coming up in your near future after that? Should you continue going? Oh, I can't show that. Okay. Star card. Okay, star card in reverse. So the way that I'm reading reversals in this reading, because it's different depending on the reading, but the way that I read that first Three of Coins and then the King of Wands that came through earlier is that it's something that hadn't been showing up for you. Something like, so the Three of Coins, when it came out as part of your significator, it was like, despite the work that you've been doing, despite everything that you've been putting in, all the healing, all of the things that you've been doing in your life, despite the fact that you know that your loved ones, the people around you, can feel the energetic up-leveling that you've been doing. All of a sudden my throat is like super blocked up. Okay, so just because you've been doing the work and you know that other people know you've been doing the work, and you can tell that they can tell that you've been up-leveling, they weren't showing up for you in the way that you needed. And then when this came through, it came through as other people not listening to their intuition, other people not listening to the guidance, and yet trying to control you, trying to tap into their ego, their pride, to make some sort of, like, it is almost like some fear mindset, some scarcity mindset, where it was like they were trying to make you do what they wanted you to do because they didn't trust that you were intuitively led, right? So they weren't showing up for you the way that you needed them to. And your intuitive guide, like your intuitive messages that you were getting, weren't showing up in the real world the way in which you needed them to, okay? So what I'm getting with this is that when you move through the energy that I've got too many cards in my hands. So when you move through this, which is what we've been talking about, already happened in your past, right? Like you're already entering this stage of your life, or you wouldn't be here with this reading. You're moving into this. And when you do that, the world is going to see you in ways that it has not been before. You are going to be able to actually live life and experience life as the star in the way in which you were always meant to, but either you weren't ready yet, as in like you were getting prepared to be this, not that you weren't worthy of it, or it's not like it wasn't for you. It was always for you and you have always been worthy of it, but you were preparing to be this star. And the world was preparing to see you and know you as the star. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over so you can see it real quick. So do you see how the star is pouring into this own pool of water for herself? And this is not gender specific, okay? You could be a biological male or biological female. It does not matter. It's just a she on the card. But then they're also pouring over here, and they're pouring like for others, and then it's turning into these little rivers that are flowing elsewhere, right? So you're going to be entering into a stage of your life where, like you never have before, you're going to be able to not only pour for yourself, but provide for others in ways you never have before. That's really fucking cool. It's really fucking cool. And this whole time, the Empress has stayed at the bottom of the deck, which is, it's not giving me like a blockage. It's giving me like, oh my God, my goodness. You are so in tune with your intuitive, creative, nurturing spark of life energy. It just hasn't been recognized yet. Your whole fucking life, whether you are biological male, biological female, non-binary, whether you're a different species altogether somehow listening to this message, kidding, not kidding. It does not matter. You have been tapped into this creative nature. You have been tapped into this intuitive guidance. You have been becoming this force to be reckoned with, but it has not been recognized yet in this life. I felt very drawn to say in this life. So that's probably a whole other message right there. Okay, so let's see. The biggest thing that is coming through as a fear. Oh my God, half the deck wanted to come out. Half the deck wanted to come out, and we ended up splitting it at the Two of Cups. And what came out was the Queen of Coins. You know, this is the third queen of this deck. Fourth court card. There's only two. Okay, we're gonna look at patterns later. Sorry. So it feels like there's a fear of, I'm so sorry. You've had so much taken from you in your life that you're afraid to have this. You're afraid to have this because of this. Because the way that people have not shown up for you, you're afraid. You're afraid to have your Two of Cups. You're afraid to have your Queen of Cups, because your Queen of Coins. You're afraid to be in that energy because you're afraid that not only is the world going to stop to continue to not show up for you, but that it's going to be taken from you, and it's just going to be, I'm just getting this overwhelming grief of like, it's like I've been through so much, it's easier to just not have anything than to go through the emotional roller coaster of having it and then losing it and then having it and then losing it and then having it and then having it taken away from me and then having it and having to fight for my life. I'm so sorry that has happened. I'm so sorry. And that would be really hard. That would be really really hard. But that's not the energy that I'm getting of what is going to happen. It's just a subjective experience that your subconscious is holding on to because of what you have experienced in this life thus far. But a lot can change in one day. I don't know why I said that. But a lot can change in one day is what I'm hearing. Other people... Okay. The next card placement is, what do other people think? What are other people worried about? Sorry, I'm trying to hide the Lovers card, because if you know, you know it's not a very internet-friendly card. Okay. The Lovers card was in the middle of the deck. I accidentally split the deck. I didn't even mean to. This is what came out. Was the Page of Cups, which is like the most curious card in the deck. The dreamer, the one that like wants to provide love, wants to provide support, wants to be in that like emotional experience. The one that, it's giving very like Piscean energy, like the dreamer, the visionary, the one that wants to be a part of the fun, the one that wants to be a part of the joy, the one that wants. And then the Lovers in reverse. So both of these in reverse, and I accidentally split the deck and didn't even mean to. And the only reason I grabbed the Lovers card is because we had just pulled the Two of Cups, right? So you're afraid to get your bag, right? Like you're afraid to get all of the things in the physical world that you've been creating and wanting for. And I do want to mention, I meant to say this earlier, but when we're talking about this 10 of Coins, when we're talking about you stepping into this Queen of Coins energy, it's not just money. This is about being fully resourced. This is about being seen in ways that you never have before and being resourced in ways that you never have before, which means relationships, which means fulfillment, which means money, which means food, which means travel, which means passion and like love of life and being able to feel secure in your home and sovereign and safe wherever you go, and to be able to create connections and network and create business or do like whatever it is that you're wanting to do, right? Being fully seen and fully resourced, and but not just being resourced with the things that light you up, the things that are meant for you, these soul contracts, these soul relationships, these soul connections. I'm not getting this as romantic, but for some of us it might be including romance, but it's not just romance. It's about having the best friends that are there with you for life. It's about having the loved ones actually believe in you and care about you, right? And so while we're over here afraid to step into what we know is truly meant for us, what is actually been designed and deployed into the universe for us, other people. What I'm getting here is other people are actually afraid that they're not it. When I tune into the energy of the other people who are in your life, what I'm getting is while you're so busy worrying about getting it and then having it taken away from you, other people are worried that you're going to decide they're not for you, that you're going to decide to go away from them, that you're going to decide that they're not a part of your soul contract, a part of your soul family. You're going to decide not to let them be a part of your dream life. This is like, oh, when I tuned into your fear of what you're really afraid of, and then I tuned into their feeling, and this isn't always like, when I tune into what other people are thinking and feeling, it's not always like a fear. It's usually just like, okay, what do you need to know? Like, how is it going to affect you the way other people are thinking and what's going on in their mindset and their energy. But right now what I'm getting is that as afraid as you are of receiving this and then going through what it takes to keep it, other people are just as afraid, if not more afraid, that what it means when you get this, what it means when you enter into this stage of your life and you stay there, you're gonna forget all about them. And that's not for you to feel guilty like you need to keep people in your life that don't resonate. This is why the universe had you develop your intuition and your discernment before you got this, because you have the discernment, you have, what I'm hearing is you have the ability to get the intuitive insight of divine timing of like when someone is better off in your energy and when they are better off without your energy, when you were better off being in someone's energy and when you were better off not being in their energy. And it's not personal. It's not that you're trying to make people feel bad. It's not that you're trying to like blame or judge or cause shame or guilt. It's just, what is that quote from Spider-Man? I think, with much power comes great with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, you have a really big fucking heart, and so with that comes what can feel like really weighted decisions at sometimes. And so yeah, there are going to be some people that you decide don't make the cut. I'm having a really hard time showing the lovers without showing the lovers. Yeah, some people you're going to have to decide they're meant to be in your life at that point in time, but it's going to be your decision to make. It's no longer going to be people being ripped from your reality because you have another lesson to learn, or you have more karma to clear. Like, you've done that, been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the trauma and the therapy to prove it, right? Like, no, this is more about you doing what's best for the greater good. So if you do decide that someone isn't a part of that dream life experience, it's not because you're trying to hurt them, and it's not because you're being frivolous, or you're just like being catty, or like I don't know, like you're not being vengeful. You're doing what is in the greater good with harm to none and good for all, because that's the kind of responsibility you have now, which is exactly why not only are you moving into this energy, but you're going there to stay. It's really cool. It doesn't make it harder, but it's really cool to know that, for one, other people aren't over here thinking like, oh my gosh, how am I going to take their shit when they get it, right? Other people aren't over here thinking like, oh my gosh, how am I going to fuck them over? How am I going to get one over on them? How am I going to like make them be what they want them to be, which is how they used to think about you, right? That they used to try to control you, and they used to try to make you do and be and say and act the way they wanted you to because it was easy for them. But that's not where they're at anymore. Their head is at like, oh my god, they're about ready to have their dream life. What if they don't take me with them, right? And if you do take them with you, then that's beautiful, and that's because that's what's best for all. And if you don't take them with you, for one, it doesn't mean it's forever. It means that's what they need, and that's what you need in that moment of time. It doesn't mean it's forever. And if it is forever, then it's for the best of everyone. Which isn't always easy, but you can rest assured that's what's happening. Okay, so the biggest desires that you have in this outcome is for the smoke to clear. You're so tired of preparing for your dream life. You have all of these big plans for the world, all of these big plans for yourself. You're so tired of being in the shadows and waiting for the fog to clear, waiting for the smoke to clear. You want to see your dreams come to life. You want to see, you know, the good you can do for the world. You know the emotional fulfillment you can bring to the people of this world. The other characters in this game, you know. You know, and you know that they know. You're tired of preparing, and you're tired of waiting for the world to prepare for you. You're ready. You're so fucking ready, and that's why this is happening for you. That's why. We got the Emperor still on the bottom of the deck, so that's interesting that she stayed there the whole fucking time. Okay. Shit. Okay. No, I'm gonna take two. Okay, so if anybody knows about the Celtic Cross, I talk about the different card positions and shit because honestly, my goal in life is not just to be an intuitive guide, to be an oracle for other people. My goal is to help other people learn how to tap into their own intuition as well. So if you're already a reader, then this isn't really news to you when I talk about the different card positions, but it's helpful to know where I'm coming from when I discuss the insight that comes through. But this is also mostly for people who don't read for themselves yet, because one day you're going to want to pick up a deck of cards. You're going to want to be able to do this for yourself, because the way the world is going, you need to be able to discern and intuit the things moving forward. Not saying that I won't always be here for you, not saying that other readers won't always be here for you. There's thousands, I don't know, there's probably millions of different intuitives of different kinds out there in some way, shape, or form. But everybody is meant to be intuitive, and everybody is meant to be able to tap in to discernment. So that's all. That's why. I don't know why I just explained myself there. I'm not usually big on explaining myself, but I got the question. It came through real clearly. So why should I talk about the card positions? Well, if you don't care, then it's not for you. But something tells me you care, or you wouldn't have asked the question. Okay, so what is the outcome? What is the outcome from all of this? So we started in such a shitty energy at the beginning of this. Do you remember? Oh my god, it was such a energy. It was like a, I don't want to fucking do this anymore energy. It was like a, oh my god, like slam my head against the wall kind of energy. And this is what we're ending in, okay? Not gender specific. This is about your intuition. Remember, I've been talking about intuition like a fucking, yeah, just on a loop. Okay. I thought I was going to say something witty there, but the wit has left me. I'm just going to call it like it is. This is the most intuitive card in the deck, okay? So the outcome here through all of this is that you have not just been put through the ringer to be put through the ringer. This is not just about fucking lessons being learned or like initiations. Like, yes, you were learning lessons and you were getting initiated into higher levels of consciousness and higher levels of energy, and your subconscious put you through the ringer. And this is why, because this is what you became, my friend. This is what you became, and this is what you needed to move into. That was like a lightning ball, fireball of energy. Wanted to just like bomb it out when I started to say this is what you're moving into, okay? This is not the Six of Wands blocked, okay? This is the Six of Wands. Remember, we're saying the reversals in this reading are talking about like things that have not been revealed to you, things that have not been showing up for you in the way that they should be or needed to be. Yeah, this is your success showing up for you in a way that it has not been showing up for you ever before. I'm getting ever before, not even just like not recently. This is like ever before. Since you were born in this life, you have not, actually I'm getting not even in this life. in any life that you've been in human form, you have not gotten the kind of success that you're moving into, but you had to develop the ability of discernment and intuitive guidance. You had to trust your fucking self, and you had to trust the fucking universe. You had to get to a point where you trusted. The point where you moved through the energy, even if it felt like, I hate this energy, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going to stop the recording, and then you kept going, right? Like, you had to get to a place where you could understand when it was time to step forward, when it was time to rest, when it was time to move, when it was time to go. I'm getting like cheetah energy here. There's this reader that I love on Instagram, and I can't remember her fucking name right now. Catherine, maybe? I don't know. She's awesome. She did like created this like animal deck, and it's all about like spirit animals and the energy of animals. And so there was one video, Catherine Speaks. Oh, it's Catherine Speaks. There's one video where she talked about cheetah energy, right? And so there's the energy of a cheetah is like, okay, so you act, and you act with great strength and like certainty and clarity when it's time to act, and then you pull back and you wait and you prepare and you rest and you wait and you prepare and you rest, and then you fucking act, right? And when you act, you hit the mark every fucking time. But you don't act and act and act and act and act. You act and then you pull back. Like, that's the energy I'm getting here. Which is fucking amazing. I think that's why the Empress is still at the bottom of the deck. That's why I think she stayed with us this whole time. Oh shit, something's about to change so big for you. Okay, I'm gonna stop pulling from the bottom of the deck. I just wanted to get back and see if the Empress is still at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so you developed this. Let's do it this way. Okay. This is the outcome that you're walking into, my friend, my motherfucking friend. Oh my god. Okay, you are developing and have been developing the intuition and the intuitive insight and the discernment of a motherfucking god in human form, okay? You are so connected to the divine. You are so connected to source. You are so connected to God, space, the universe, whatever it is that you want to call it. You are so fucking connected that you understand when to move and when to wait. You understand when to bring someone with you and when to let them go. You understand when the energy, the heavy energy, is necessary to let it move through you and to learn from you and to let it shape you. And you understand when shit's fucking moved. You understand when you need to allow yourself to be put in jail, in prison, right? If we're going back to Jacob's story. And you understand when you're going to be crowned. There were so many court cards that came out in this deck. We had pages, we had queens, we had kings. I didn't see any knights, but that's okay. We had lots of court cards in this reading. This is the energy that you have been cultivating, which is bringing you, this came through this way, right? So this is bringing you success that you have, that has never shown up for you before, okay? Never shown up for you before. And this is the Six of Wands, okay? So this is, I'm getting, like, remember we were talking about the King and Queen of Wands, which were together, which is not common that King and Queens come out in the same reading together, let alone that we see them for the same card position, right? So this is what was driving you watching this reading. This imbalance, right? You're moving into a place of total and complete success with regards to your intuition and your guidance, and that your intelligence and your knowing when to act, knowing what to do and when to do it. So much success in ways that you have never experienced before. And not only, so like you're holding a wand and you're on this horse and everybody else is standing, right? So you're higher up than everybody else. You've got this, like, this success crown here, but other people are holding the wands too. So what I'm getting for this is not only are you experiencing success in your own life from what you've cultivated, but you are actually creating success in other people's lives, and they are going to be like celebrating you and helping you move forward, but you are also celebrating them and helping them move forward. 6 is a number of harmony, balance, harmonious action in the world. The numbers I'm getting are 626 and 262. That is bringing you into a place where you are going to be sitting fucking pretty. Fuck the court cards. fuck the queens and the kings, right? Like, you are getting into this Empress energy that you've never been before. And it doesn't matter, again, if you're biologically male or female, non-binary, whatever. It does not matter, because this is all about the energy of being creative, of being intuitive, of being able to nurture and care for and create for not just communities, my friend. The Emperor and Empress can create for entire civilizations, entire regions of the world. That is the energy that you're stepping into in ways that you never have before. This is going to bring a huge, huge, huge shift in your reality, which at this point, I think, you know, like, you're ready for. You're absolutely ready for the shift in your reality, because you want to get out of the stagnation that you've been in. And it's bringing you, this is why I got so excited and I decided to do this little show and tell. It's bringing you, a lot of people call this card wish fulfillment. It's bringing you wish fulfillment like you've never seen before. It did come through in the reverse, which again, for this reading doesn't mean blocked. For me in this reading, it was coming through as it wasn't showing up for you before. It wasn't showing up for you before. And this is what's coming through for you now in ways that it has never showed up for you before. So what I mean when I say wish fulfillment is, I mean, like, your buckets will not only be filled, they will be filled before you ever even know that they need refilling. And this isn't just one bucket. There's 9 motherfucking buckets here, okay? 9 buckets, 9 areas of your life. Your cups will be filled before you ever even look at. He's just sitting there. He's not checking his cups to make sure they're full. He's not going around ordering someone like, hey, can you fill me up back here? No, he's not even turning around and looking. He doesn't care. He doesn't need to look at his cups, because he just knows they're fucking full. They're all full, all of them. And if he needs to drink out of one of them, if he needs to give one to someone else to drink out of, it's gonna be refilled. And he's just gonna sit there motherfucking pretty and relaxed on his fucking laurels, just like, yep, I did what I needed to do so that now my cups can be filled before I ever even know that they need filling. So that's what I would affirm below. Like, if I were taking anything from this message, I mean, there are probably a lot of different affirmations that I threw out there that you can cling on to claim that energy. But the one thing that I am claiming from this is that my cup will always be full before I even know that it needs filling. Which cup? All the fucking cups. All the fucking cups. That's amazing. That's beautiful. Okay, so we're about ready to wrap up. This was the research message. The next message that we're going to go into, I'll take one more card. Okay, so I wanted to take one more card, and it was going to be the 2 of coins, which to me is indicating, like, it's going to take some time for you to get your sea legs. Like, it looks like this guy just stepped off of a boat and onto dry land, and he's like, okay, now I gotta juggle. I got this shit in my hands. Now I gotta, like, figure it out. If you've ever heard the term before, getting your sea legs, that's when people have been on a boat for a long time, and so they got used to the rocking of the water, and then they get back on land, and they're like, whoa, what's going on here, right? Like, having trouble walking. Or vice versa. Like, if you're on land and you get on a boat and you have trouble, like, it's like transitioning into a new way of operating. It's going to take a little bit of time for you to balance in this new energy, because it's going to be so different than anything that you've ever experienced before. But this is what was right behind it, which I had to take this card too, because this to me is giving, like, we had 2 coins, we have 2 people here. This to me is giving death, like this is one of your soul contracts. We were talking about soul contracts earlier, and I keep wanting to burp. There's so much energy fucking going through me. I'm having a really hard time slowing down my talking, and so that's when I know the message is coming through really, really clear, because I don't even have time to think about it. It's just coming out. It's like, blah, blah, blah. That's when I know it's real. This is something that was always going to happen for you. The only thing that was necessary is for you to get to this. And here, look, another fucking 2. All right, cool. That's awesome. So 2, 2. This is a 5, but for some reason the 2 people on here seem significant. Okay. So as I was starting to say, this message was the research method. This message was the research message. So we were trying to get all the nitty gritty, all the details about what is actually going on right now in your current energy field, in the quantum that is surrounding you. And by you, I mean me, and by me, I mean us, because we are in the same collective. If this message is reaching you, I wouldn't be able to tap into it unless I was somehow connected to this energy as well. That's just the way I operate as a reader. There are other readers who like to tune into energies that are outside of them. Like, I don't really fuck with that shit. I like to pull messages that help the people that I am intermingling within the quantum, because that's what I feel called to do. So this message was about us getting the details about what is currently going on in our experience. Definitely stay close if this is something that resonated with you at all, because the next message that I'm going to post within the next 24 hours or so, I try to do them when I'm in the same energy. It's going to be the strategy message. Okay, so what we're going to do is, the question we're going to ask is, okay, how can I move forward from the oh my god, I'm full of worries and nobody is supporting me energy that we've been in the past? How can I move from that into this energy, like how can I start, like how can I get myself off that boat and onto dry land? So that my new problem is getting my sea legs, not like how the fuck do I get off this boat, right? So the question that we're going to be asking in the strategy message is, okay, now how do we move forward with grace and with ease into this new reality as quickly as possible? And so we'll do a roundabout spread for that. So for anybody who's a reader who understands what that is. So it's another full, like I think there's like 12, 13 cards in that spread. So it should be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to see you over there. But definitely let me know what stood out to you the most in this reading. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to book a reading with me, I don't currently have any openings right now, but I am getting ready in the very near future to start opening up offerings for people. And I'll talk more about that in another message because it's not even open yet. But definitely stay close if that's something that you feel like you might want to look into in the future. We'll be offering services and one-on-ones for people globally. I've been doing this one-on-one in person now in my community for many years, working with people and helping them expand and elevate, but now I'm bringing my services online, and so I have a whole global community to connect with. So I'm really excited to know you guys. I'm really excited to connect. Definitely, if you feel called to, check out the message that I posted, like, I don't know, what did I say, like a year or two ago? It's a channel message on Source versus God and a whole bunch of other shit that was definitely very interesting for me to channel. And so I don't know, if you feel that pull, it might be something that is interesting for you to hear. All right, I love you guys so fucking much. You're doing better than you're giving credit for, and I will see you very, very soon. Much love.